There is a lot more revelation with the Seattle Storm lawsuit. Now, everything I'm getting ready to say has been reported by other people. This is not a first-hand account from me or my sources, but I do just want to speak about a lot of these issues in the Seattle Storm locker room. From what we know that the Seattle Storm are being investigated from an EEOC lawsuit that stems from them having bullying, harassment, and a bunch of other issues inside of their locker room. Now, this stems from the coaching staff towards the players, but some of these details are very egregious. According to sources, an EEOC complaint has been filed because players, for some reason, were subject to retaliation if they were not running plays or if they were not passing the ball to certain people on plays. Now, just that alone is insane, because if you've ever watched or played basketball, you understand that plays break. This is not football, right? So like in football, you have routes, you throw the ball to the person that might be open, etc. In basketball, it is a lot of freestyling. It's a lot of reacting, and it's a lot of reaction plays. So if you're open off of a certain play or pass, you go score the ball. That's the whole point. It's not as like structured or as formulaic as football. So if somebody was having the ball and they had an advantage in that situation, I mean, sometimes obviously you need to rein it back, and that's where coaching comes in. But a lot of times you're letting the players go do their thing. So if that's the case where players are being, again, accosted, being verbally abused, or being bullied because they were actually just playing basketball, that's the issue. Now, here's where it kind of gets tricky. From what we know, I've been told that either Jewell Loyd or Noelle Quinn will not be back in Seattle next season. And funny enough, it's looking like, or it's being reported rather, allegedly, and I don't know this off first-hand account, that Jewell Loyd is one of the people that are leading this lawsuit. As one of the biggest veterans in the WNBA, and she's already certified. She's an Olympian, she's a champion, scoring, she's done everything in the league there is to do, and then some. And if Noelle Quinn if that was the one that she was kind of picking on, then that makes little to no sense. But it goes as far as saying sources close to Jewell Loyd say she and other players were bullied by Noelle Quinn for not following, there you go, tactical instructions. The source also attributes Loyd's lackluster performance at the 2024 Olympics to biased coaching from Cheryl Reeve. Funny enough, we saw a lot of people like myself saying, damn, she didn't get in that much minutes. But that whole Olympic experience is a little... Shout out to everybody that participated in the Olympics, but that experience is a little different. It's a little different, to say the least. But it's that right there is just very telling, because if that's the case, again, Jewell Loyd, she looked like she was hurt, and I've seen her. You know, I talked to her during these games, and I've covered her. I saw her when she was two big old ice bags around her knees, and this is after just putting in work. And they beat the Dallas Wings that game, so I feel like she's been struggling with injuries, and she's just been playing through it. So now I can kind of see why, if this is her, I could see kind of why she'd be upset. You know, obviously she's giving herself to the team, even in a less than 100% condition, and she's still being subject to, you know, torment. And that's a shame, especially for someone like her and her ilk and caliber. Like, that's one of the vets in the W that you got to take care of. But then let me just preface this by saying nobody should be a victim of bullying. But if it's anybody, especially not the head of the snake. It was also being reported that the dysfunction with the Seattle Storm led to multiple players-only meetings to discuss the alleged coaching staff mistreatment without the WNBA PA president, Nneka Ogwumike. They thought that she would be biased towards the coaching, and maybe, you know, that's just insane. Like that's insane. So we will see more details about this Jewell Loyd situation, but different sources have already said that Jewell Loyd has had dissatisfaction in the locker room with Coach Quinn, and it's looking like it's reached a boiling point. So now, you know, we have to see what Talisa Ray does. That's the general manager of the Seattle Storm, about this situation, because Noelle Quinn is a great coach. And if you're anyone else, you better go pick her up the phone and try and get her on the roster. And obviously, Jewell Loyd is still one of the premier players in the WNBA. So I mean, it's interesting to see where this will end up literally taking a turn. There's a lot more to this story. More details will be coming in the next soon. We'll see, but we will see where this goes with this team. You know, hopefully these two women can kind of work this out, and if not, you know, I mean, it might be past that time, and we're gonna have to see one of these two make a decision. Obviously, Loyd is not a free agent. I want to say until 2026. Coach Quinn had just got there about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago. So she's not going anywhere, especially when they've been winning. We're gonna see. We'll see which direction that Ray takes this team and kind of goes from there. Let me know your thoughts.